Questioner. What type of information is passed on from the Crusaders to these people? Ra. I am Ra. The Orion group passes on information concerning the Law of One with the orientation of service to self. The information can become technical just as some in the Confederation, in attempts to aid this planet in service to others, have provided what you would call technical information. The technology provided by this group is in the form of various means of control or manipulation of others to serve the self. Questioner. Do you mean then that some scientists receive technical information, shall we say, telepathically, that comes out then as usable gadgetry? Ra. I am Ra. That is correct. However, very positively, as you would call this distortion-oriented so-called scientists have received information intended to unlock peaceful means of progress which redounded unto the last echoes of potential destruction due to further reception of other scientists of a negative orientation distortion. Questioner. Is this how we learned of nuclear energy? Was it mixed with both positive and negative orientation? Ra. I am Ra. This is correct. The entities responsible for the gathering of the scientists were of a mixed orientation. The scientists were overwhelmingly positive in their orientation. The scientists who followed their work were of mixed orientation, including one extremely negative entity, as you would term it. Questioner. Is this extremely negative entity still incarnate on Earth? Ra. I am Ra. This is correct. Questioner. Then I would assume you can't name him, and would ask you where Nikola Tesla got his information. Ra. I am Ra. The one known as Nikola received information from Confederation sources desirous of aiding this extremely, shall we say, angelically positive entity in bettering the existence of its fellow mind-body-spirit complexes. It is unfortunate, shall we say, that like many wanderers the vibratory distortions of third density illusion caused this entity to become extremely distorted in its perceptions of its fellow mind-body-spirit complex so that its mission was hindered, and in the result, perverted from its purposes. Questioner. How was Tesla's work supposed to benefit man on Earth, and what were its purposes? Ra. I am Ra. The most desired purpose of the mind-body-spirit complex, Nikola, was the freeing of all planetary entities from darkness. Thus, it attempted to give to the planet the infinite energy of the planetary sphere for use in lighting and power. Questioner. By freeing the planetary entities from darkness, precisely what do you mean? Ra. I am Ra. Most of the following answer was lost due to tape recorder malfunction. The core of the response was as follows. We spoke of freeing people from darkness in a literal sense. Questioner. Would this freeing from darkness be commensurate with the Law of One, or does it have any real product? Ra. I am Ra. The product of such a freeing would create two experiences. Firstly, the experience of no need to find the necessary emolument for payment, and your money, for energy. Secondly, the leisure afforded, thereby exemplifying the possibility and enhancing the probability of the freedom to then search the self, the beginning of seeking the Law of One. Few there are working physically from daybreak to darkness, as you name them, upon your plane, who can contemplate the Law of One in a conscious fashion. Questioner. What about the Industrial Revolution in general? Was this planned in any way? Ra. I am Ra. This will be the final question of this session. That is correct. Wanderers incarnated in several waves, as you may call them, in order to bring into existence the gradual freeing from the demands of the diurnal cycles and lack of freedom of leisure. Questioner. That was the last question, so I will do as usual and ask if there is anything that we can do to make the instrument more comfortable. Ra. I am Ra. You are doing well. The most important thing is to carefully align the symbols. The adjustment made this particular time-space present will aid this instrument's physical complex in the distortion towards comfort. May we ask if you have any short questions which we may resolve before closing the session? Questioner. I don't know if this is a short question or not, so we can save it till next time, but my question is, why do the Crusaders from Orion do this? What is their ultimate objective? This is probably too long to answer. Ra. I am Ra. This is not too long to answer. To serve the self is to serve all. The service of the self, when seen in this perspective, requires an ever-expanding use of the energies of others for manipulation to the benefit of the self with distortion towards power. If there are further queries to more fully explicate this subject, we shall be with you again. Questioner. There was one thing that I forgot. Is it possible to do another session later today? Ra. I am Ra. It is well. Questioner. Thank you. Ra. I am Ra. I leave you in the love and the light of the one infinite Creator. Go forth, then, rejoicing in the power and the peace of the one Creator. Adonai.